It's not a great day, it's just a winter's day. We're just going to move some stuff around the yard so that we're not going to move anything later when people start arriving for this soils day. Philip Wright's here now with his spade ready for digging holes. We're moving that out in case Simon comes for his chip. Dad's brushing up what he spilled this morning. See if we can fit this in here as well. Rusty red next to bright red. Stick that out of the way in that corner. Go on a little bit. Rob's dog has been rolling in the spilt sheep muck, so we brought the little solace up. We're going to try and brush it up if we can. Oh well, it's doing a nice job. Better than a hand brush, and it's not taking too many stones up either. Stop his dog rolling in it. This is the field that gets flooded, well, one of the fields that gets flooded by the motorway over there. We obviously patched up that section. It's caught up really well. Spring barley, bushing out, tillering nicely. Bit of grass weed in the middle over there. Pleased with that really. It looks a lot better than the winter barley that we drilled on here that just didn't even grow and just rotted away. We'll go over, look at the gap here where, to see how wet it was when we drilled it. I think this was drilled a week or two later. Obviously, nowhere near as good. Bit of grass weeds here, but at least we got barley on the whole field. Just shows though, doesn't it? Earlier the better. We'll go and have a look at that drain, see if it's still flowing, eh? There's quite a lot of grass weeds here because we had to move so much soil to level it off and get it to dry out. I think it's 4 weeks and it's still running, what, an 8th. So that's draining all that land then, so when it does rain it can hold it, which is good. It is a big sponge, big like empty battery fields, and that's why we need to have them drained. Used to be bothered by wide row spaces on spring barley, but it's nearly touching the rows already at 25 centimetres in what, 4 weeks. Got little signs up now for the ADAS event. People have just started to arrive, and Roscoe's here to pick up some OSR in his shiny wagon that you may have seen last week at the show.
Limited other on about up to now on that first picture when soil is at field capacity. If you remember when drainage has pushed excess water through, well, when you get enough organic matter in the soil, you can actually get it nearly in its friable state almost at field capacity. This is the percentage of clay and fine silt. It's the clay and silt fraction in the soil. And that's something that I think is quite important that people ought to understand, because we don't revert our soils back to zero.
Just having a go now with this strip till. That's cutting a slot, that's busting it. They're keeping the soil from boiling, and it's chopping it up and it's rolling it back down. just on the back of the yard where we had straw stacked. Proper packed in here. Try it now where it's not compacted from the moving straw. All right, down. We've just been in this field with Philip Wright digging holes, and he showed me a trick which I'll try and show you later. I've just got to nip into Liverpool. I've been signing some paperwork from a house I've been selling, so I don't know if I'll get back in time. Rob's been servicing the Merlot as well, so that's all serviced. Just washing it off. I'm going to get some microphones because they want to film something for something to do with ADAS. So they've got microphones for a Samsung, not an iPhone. So I'll go and grab mine and then film that, and I'll have to shoot, like I say, shoot to Liverpool. Hope they wipe the mess up. Anne's here picking up some straw, so Rob's just been loading it. This is 2 years old, some of this, because it's the old baler. But still dry. There's the outside, it's just got a bit of bleaching. This is the wheat behind the yard that we were doing the soil pits in before, and I didn't film it because it was probably like an hour we were here, and you don't want to watch an hour's worth of video, but I'm going to show you what he did show us that I've never seen done before, but I thought was really interesting. So there's a little bit of a miss here with the drill, so I'm going to dig a hole. You can see how it's shrunk and dried the ground, see how it's cracked up. You see some of the stubble from last year, some of the oilseed rape stubble. But I'm going to dig a square hole now with that, but I'm going to shear out some of it. So okay, I'll do three spades, then peel it out. Right, I've got some moisture. See that worm's curled up? That's because there's not enough moisture, so it's conserving itself. Now what he was doing was, look at this now. I'll just get the bit with the spades bin. We'll start this side. So if you look now, the top's shrunk and cracked. What he was doing was he was pushing down and then flicking out, and see how it's just kind of like coming out from here. It's not fracturing downwards. That's because that is compacted from the rain. Whereas if we go down here a bit and I push in and then push sideways, so it kind of like fractured from below the depth of the screwdriver. Maybe not here. It's a bit. I'll try it from this angle. But basically, he was putting his penknife in here. Not a very good example. This is probably as easy with a penknife. But as I peel now, see how the bit below fell. Yeah, it was here. It's only really going to fall the depth the screwdriver went in. So I've gone into there, pulled it, and it's just sheared off and sheared off and sheared off. It's only when we get to depth out the compaction layer where the rain's been, where if when we peel then, it breaks below it. See? So I went to there, but it peeled from here. So that shows you that there's no compaction. It's obviously a bit baked, but the top surface with this kind of bit here is absolutely beaten solid by the rain. So when you put a screwdriver in and shear it, it just doesn't, it only shears to the depth of the screwdriver, see? When Philip did it, he probably explained it a little bit better, and it's probably easier with a screwdriver, but he just went down, then turred, and where he turred to, where it's compacted, it just turred to the depth of the blade. When he went a bit further down and turred, it just would peel from below, which meant that the oil structure was better. But this, you see these holes in it? This is like an aero. They're slug, worm channels. So we try and, you can see there the compaction, how tight that top layer's gone from the rain. Let's smash this open. See all the different holes. There. That's where the worms have been working. So this field last year was only worked about that depth to take out the wheelings from the combine. This is obviously bare. If you dug a bit where there's been a bit of cover from the wheat, it would be different again. Now this, not here, but in places, there's the odd plant where it's the wheat head. Is what we call booting. So it's showing out the sheath. Oh, here's one here. This will probably be a different variety because it's done a bit taller. But see how the wheat head has popped out, and that's the flag leaf. But what's nice is it's quite a long head on it, if you look. So hopefully if that fills, if we get some rain, we'll get some yield off this field. Over there where it flooded is green. Don't know what that's going to do, but it looks a bit better than bare soil. Yeah, they've been really, forgot my screwdriver. It'd been really good to film all of today, but it would have been like 3 or 4 hours long. So I just tried to dilute it just into the, just filling that hole in my feet, just to try and dilute the best bits, should we say, so it makes the video a bit easier to swallow. Right, now this is static and I've had it explained to me. I'll show you a bit more what it does. Discs at the front go up and down that hydraulic ram, so if you need them, you push them in. They cut the residue on the surface so that it doesn't wrap around the leg. The leg then has got a slight angle on its wing. There's the point there, carbide. Slight angle on its wing to lift the soil and create a wave that will shatter it. These discs are wavy discs. They can go forwards and backwards on that ram there that slides it. So you can, if it's starting to boil up, you pull them close, which will stop the soil from spilling out the sides. If not, you slide it backwards. They run along, and then them two wavy discs then chop up any clods, and then the press wheels press it back down. So the idea is every 50 centimetres it works a nice slot, and people have been sewing maize then into them 50 centimetre slots. But it's still leaving between that disc and that disc undisturbed, and that's what will carry the weight of your tractors. And what they were saying was the undisturbed soil has microbial activity in it that stays intact because it's not been disturbed. The bit in the middle does get disturbed, but you need to be able to make a seed bed that won't rot. But that whatever stuff will travel across into that and make that bit recover quicker. Whereas if you work the whole depth, the whole soil profile, you'd destroy all the activity in one go, and it'd take longer to repair itself. So strip till, they've basically found a hidden advantage to it that they never realised existed. So our Claydon strip till, and it was very good to sort of ease yourself into direct drilling, no tilling, doing away with the plough, because it was doing that and it was creating a stable profile to drive on and reducing costs by moving less soil. And we used that for about 10 years, and then obviously went a bit more down the route with the 750 John Deere drill and now the horse. So where we can, we won't move soil. But this last 12 months, I think we've nearly moved everything just to dry it out or repair ruts that we'd made harvesting last year. Because remember, we were cutting some of it and driving through water combining. Yeah, we're all on that field there. This is today's quiz question. Can you guess what it is? 14 today on the air ambulance, so I'll try me quick. We've got Sophie on there, she's 23. Melissa Grice is 30. David is 64. Thomas Redmond's 30. Harry is 16. Paul Jacko Jackson apparently drives a shovel. Bert and Alex, happy first wedding anniversary. Jackie Norris is on there. Kevin's on there. Sorry, Karen's on there. Is that right? Karen. Kevin, Karen, hold on. Can't read my own handwriting, it is Karen. Karen's on there, Archie's on there, Chris Beatty's on there, Josh Cox is on there, Josh Cox Perrin I think it's pronounced. Philip Gibbons is 43 and NWAA said Northwest Ambulance is 25 years old this weekend. So happy birthday everyone on there and anyone else whose birthday is. And it's 67,414 plus gift aid, so it's over 68,000 raised just from doing birthday shout outs. If you're not on there and it is your birthday, happy birthday anyway. All tidied up now in the shed, put the chairs back. John did it before while I had to shoot to sign something. So good day. No rain as well, but hopefully we're going to get some rain this week because as you can see by that holder up, it's pretty dry out there. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching and I'll see you tomorrow.